go ahead and get started, man.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Raw Table Talk, man. You know it's your host Hot. I got my co-host Dirt with me.
Yo.
So tonight, man, we had some special guests, but you know some events happened that we can't control. So you know tonight we just gonna go off the dome with it.
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't like to get stood up. I feel like I got stood up. Tell you that much.
But you know everything happened for a reason. There might be a message we need to send out there tonight.
Let's do it.
So you know, we're gonna go ahead and crank up, man. We're really gonna get on some general topics, man. Like what's been going on throughout the week, what's been on people.
Y'all get in the comments, man. If y'all got anything y'all would like for us to talk about, or y'all what's on y'all mind, y'all let us know.
Yeah, I don't like, we missed a lot in May, so we didn't really get to touch on mental health awareness how we were supposed to.
Yeah.
We did want to take a step back, and check on how y'all doing. What's up with y'all mentals. I know it's like a lot of people going through changes right now. I've been seeing a lot of posts. Everybody like, what is this part of your life teaching you right now? And I see a lot of people saying, it's teaching them patience, discipline, staying down, a whole lot of different aspects going on right now. So, I want to make sure everybody all right. Oh, we got a comment. What's up, Kiana? Kiana be tapping in for sure.
What's happening?
It's definitely. Alright, ED pop-ups ain't playing. Hey, what's going on, Miss Tanisha?
Straight up. I'm big on that. I mean, I'm with that, man. I feel like there needs to be some kind of safe space created for people to be able to vent those kind of problems. I started writing this book. I've been talking about this book for forever, but I actually started writing. So, and a part of it, dog, in the book, I was explaining how, especially men, we don't want to admit where we are, because where we are signifies that I'm less than where I should be, and to signify that was to signify weakness. And weakness is depicted in our culture as a sign of, or to say that I don't have that I'm not where I should be shows weakness, and to show weakness is not a good characteristic of a man, so society has taught us.
Right. Yeah.
But what they don't tell you is that when you hide it and conceal it, it becomes more detrimental than it would if you would just expose it, go to the doctor and say, hey, Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, seek the help that you need.
You gotta think, back in the days, man, when people were getting STDs, they didn't want to go to the doctor because they didn't want to be embarrassed. But sometimes those things turned into worse things, and now you're infecting more people. But why not just, and then when you finally do go to the doctor said, well, hey, man, it's normal, man. Hey, take this right here. Don't have no sex. You know what I mean?
It's crazy to say that about STDs. So, like, okay, you got your certain STDs that are like bacteria created. It come from, it's not a virus. Like, it's separate from like AIDS and HIV and stuff. So, I got this dude.
What up, Tip? Sus.
What's
that?
Seen
you in a minute too.
Oh yeah,
Love
Pastor D say what we talking about tonight. D, we just talking about random stuff, man.
Oh man, hey Tip, man, give us an update on my little nephew too, man. Tell Spliff, man, free Spliff too, man.
Spliff home.
Yeah?
Spliff home. He came home yesterday.
Well, ain't nobody told me nothing.
Yeah, Spliff home. Spliff I think he dropped the preview to the track and all.
Well, I ain't on social media, so that just show you I was genuinely thinking about nephew.
Oh yeah, man, work on Spliff.
It's man. Backwards now. Backwards. Well, got doggone Spliff free. We ain't saying free Spliff no more.
Man, for sure.
Tell Spliff I got something laid around him, and Patience got something coming. Just in representation of her big cuz Spliff. So just lay around for it.
For sure. Oh yeah, but yeah, back on. Actually, I got a question. So I know you're not a doctor, man.
Yeah, something like it.
Yeah,
I'm striving there. Okay. Speaking into existence now.
Well, I mean surgical doctorate doctor.
Oh, okay.
You the mental doctor.
Go ahead.
But so I got a homeboy. He got doggone Deuce Gigolo, and I'm trying to tell him that it's possible to create an STD. So say you smashing 2-3 chicks in a day, no protection. Isn't it possible to like create that chlamydia or gonorrhea because you mixing all these bacteria together? Or does it have to, like one of them have to have that?
I mean, he can throw somebody's pH off.
Yeah, you see.
Well, no, I'm saying like, can you actually create the STD from mixing different bacteria?
I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. I want to humbly say I don't know.
Okay.
And it's okay. see, I think that's the misconception that people have, that you always got to have an answer. I don't know, and I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to say that. So whoever around here being loose with it, you need to stop, because you might create something.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Tip say he in motion. Well, tell Nell we say welcome home.
He's
Then,
having
man.
a split fold.
I see Pastor on there. Pastor, what you talk about, Pastor?
Oh, Deacon D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing. God dog it, I lost it. It's Oh, a lot of people are like, I've been seeing on social media that they feeling kind of down because they feel like they're not where they're supposed to be in life. What advice would you have for those people?
That's crazy, because I got that in the book too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't want to give too much away, but
yeah, the shoot, they're gonna be watching this like, we got the book.
Yeah, but I'll give you this though. A lot of times we're trying to get out to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And God has us in this place for a reason, because where we are, He's trying to birth something there, but we're trying to run from it.
Right.
And it's in those places of it was in the wilderness where the Israelites really found themselves. I don't know if you ever heard this scripture that says, "I know the plan that I have for your life, a plan of good and not evil." And it goes on to say to bring you to an expected end. But the prerequisite to that scripture talks about that the Israelites, they were taken by Nebuchadnezzar, and they were kidnapped and taken captive.
I'm sorry, you gotta run that last part back, because it sounded like you said, when you said
Nebuchadnezzar was the king.
My mind just went to Star Wars for some reason.
Yeah. He was a king. Here's the story. Put it in layman terms. Mm-hmm. This group of people were taken captive and brought to this land by this king. Mm-hmm. Well, in their captivity, they just looked at themselves as being in captive. Woe is me. But God had to send them a message and tell them, hey, listen, bro, where you at? I meant for you to be. And I caused for you to get over there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of spliff, you and I was having a conversation.
We were having a conversation.
And I was like, God, dog, man, seem like nephew just keep catching bad breaks. Mm-hmm. And one thing you said to me, you said, man, you know what? Man, I think God loves Spliff so much, man, to where he'll just sit him down and keep him out of the way of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of stuff going on, so I thank God. So that kind of stuff, if it happens, oh, there go nephew too. What up, Nep?
Yo, welcome home, Trapper.
Yeah, big Trapper. Yeah, man, we got some stuff laid around for Nep too. But yeah, so sometimes, even with Trap, see, sometimes God puts you in a situation. It seems hard at that time, but maybe He's sparing you for something. Right. So if people saying, I don't think I'm where I should be, you need to embrace where you are to find out why you're there and find out the lesson. That way, God can move you on. I don't think it's possible to get out of a grade unless you learn the lesson.
Thanks.
You see what I'm saying? They not just move. Patience, thank God. Patience was just skipped the grade. Mm-hmm. When she started the year, she was in first grade. First beginning of the year, they said, hey man, the girl, she doing too much, man. She know too much. She finished before everybody, then she started playing. Mm-hmm. We're gonna challenge her. They put her in second grade. Well, second grade was where she tested out, so she's got out of that. But God knew where you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And you have to learn something there before you move on. People are so busy trying to move on to the next spot and not understanding that there's a lesson here.
Right.
There's something you need to acquire in this space, and if you acquire it in this space, then you could move on. But our society has us, if you ain't moving, if you ain't got motion, you ain't doing nothing.
Right. You feel like you're stuck in one spot.
Yeah, but boy, the best chicken is marinated.
That's true.
You know,
that is true.
Slow cooking is the best cooking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at Mike talking about they need to bring me on the show. I got something to say.
Man, everybody say that until they get up here.
And then they get nervous. Mike, don't freeze up.
Everybody say we need to bring them on. They got something to say and get up here and don't say nothing.
Nah, that's real though, man. Yeah. So, and I've been trying to tell people that everything happened for a reason. I actually one of my homeboys called me today from the county.
That's my sister. She say, be here so you can get there. You right, sis?
Yeah.
And what you got to realize is, and I don't mean to cut you off, but what you got to realize, sometimes here is holy. Here is where I need to be.
And here ain't always that bad.
Here ain't, because you won't even focus on here. If you would just take a time to look around and say, you know what, I got some stuff right here that I can do something with.
Right.
But you so mad that you ain't acquired what you want in life because, and I'm telling you, the reason why people are so much looking ahead is because they're looking at people highlight reel on social media. You feed yourself with all of this stuff, and I promise you, bro, it's depressing to see somebody winning all the time and you don't feel like you there.
Right.
But if you would feed your spirit as much as you feed your flesh, it'll balance out. You'll find out your purpose. See, once I find out my purpose, bro, I don't care that somebody is running up and down the football field. I'm not a football player. I used to be.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
For
Or
sure.
somebody's excelling at that they can sing real good. Well, I'm not a singer.
Right.
I don't desire that. I'm
Right.
happy for you.
Yeah.
I don't desire it. Well, what's happening is people begin to desire other people's gift, and they begin to covet stuff for other people, and not accepting who they are. But you were about to say something. I didn't want to make you lose your thought.
I actually forgot, but I am gonna say this though. I do read a lot of quotes, and I read it in books too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't enjoy today if you're too busy worried about tomorrow.
Told you that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for the people that's worried about the future, live in the present. The future gonna come regardless.
Because there's something today that you need to take to tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you overlook today, you'll always have today's. Because you won't be able to open the door to see the key to tomorrow is in today.
Right.
And if you don't embrace today, you'll never be able to open that door. We had an issue coming in. We couldn't open the door. We didn't have a key. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes, bro, there's an alternative.
Right.
You just got to focus on the moment now.
Right.
We could have just said, hey, man, I'm giving up because we couldn't get to tomorrow, which was through the door. We had to live in the present time, which is on the other side of that door, and fight through. When we fought through, it wasn't number 5 or 6 minutes. We was right in here.
Yeah.
But we was just finna give up.
True.
And that's how life is.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, a lot of people that are mentally wear themselves out too worried about tomorrow, the next step. And just enjoy your day to day, and just make sure you gave that day your all. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead.
What do y'all do to take a mental cleanse?
I isolate myself. Like
That's good.
I won't go nowhere. I put my phone down and I just sit there for a minute. And I'm an overthinker, so I've taught myself not to be stuck on just one thought. Have multiple thoughts. You know, I'm gonna look at a situation like, okay, I might have a negative outlook at first.
Okay.
So then I give it a positive one and I give it a neutral one. But at the end, it's like, okay, I feel better. Then I take a nap because I done mentally wore myself out. I need to recharge my social battery.
And that's really what it is. People need to sleep. All this on the phone, like you got this screen in your eyes all night long. You just doing this. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
God.
ain't going. No gracious.
So
what about you?
I want to say this. I'm telling y'all, like, all of this confirmation for me because God been telling me to write this book, and I just went to do it. Didn't have too much to do at work, so I started. But that's the point, bro. That you said something. You said I isolate myself. Isolation illuminates the voices in your head.
You told me that.
And when you isolate yourselves, all you do is hear yourself.
Right.
When I'm going through something, most of the times when if people would analyze their level of depression and their timing of depression, it's usually at the top of the morning or late at night. Top of the morning is when you analyze your yesterdays and you think about what you're facing today, or late at night is you analyze your all days and you think about what you got to do tomorrow. The problem with isolation is that it puts you in this mental prison.
Yeah, that box.
It puts you in that box, and the thoughts that you throw off of yourself, they echo. You need to find some. Well, she asked, what do we do? Sometimes I meditate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll read some devotional, some inspiration. Like I was telling you, something inspiration, something to feed this other side of me, something to feed the positivity in me, to where I can balance that, because I don't need any help in the negative side.
Right.
I can do that all by myself.
Hey.
We are naturally born to create negative vibe. Man, because it never happened. So you're like, man, that's too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Something got to happen, boy. You know, heard people say,
Self-sabotage.
you heard people say, man, the day going too good, something bad got to happen.
Yeah.
Why do we expect that? That's our
Because that's the norm.
Yeah, but if you could channel yourself to believe or to channel a different energy for yourself, you got to do a different routine. If you do what you always done, you'll get what you always got.
So let me ask you this: do you believe in the law of attraction?
Law of attraction in what aspect?
That it's some facts to it. Like, do you believe that
What's your definition of the law of attraction?
basically what you give out is what you attract? So like, if you're negative all the time, negative things are gonna happen.
I believe it's a possibility. I don't believe it's a fact.
Okay.
I was telling you a couple weeks ago about psychology. Psychology does this. Psychology, it's called causation or correlation.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a correlation in attraction? What you give out is what you get? Yeah. But causation, does that cause that? I don't think that. Because you've got people that give out negative energy all the time and still get positive things that happen. So if it was a definite thing that negative energy given out results to negative energy coming back, that would be a causation. Meaning, if you kick your toe, you're going to feel pain. Kicking my toe caused this pain.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or could there be a correlation in the fact that I got pain in my toe and something, like I gave you the example that murders and ice cream. Mm-hmm. They tell you that, hey man, as the sale of ice cream increases, the murder rate increases. So one could say, dog, boy, they need to start selling ice cream, brother. The more ice cream they selling, the more people dying. But ice cream sales didn't cause the murder. Mm-hmm. There's a common factor in between ice cream sales and murder. During the summer, more murders happen. The heat and more ice cream is sold. Mm-hmm. So the cause, I mean, the ice cream sales and the murders aren't a causation of each other. It's a correlation. They correlate with each other. So my answer to you about the law of attraction, I believe there's a correlation, but I don't think it's a causation.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you on that aspect. All right, so a lot of good books out there. Two of my favorites, and I don't know if you read them yet. 48 Laws of Power and the Laws of Human Nature.
I got one on for you.
Yeah. You haven't got into it yet? Mm-hmm. How you feel about it? I see a lot of and I actually watched a snippet of Robert Greene on YouTube. To hear him break some of it down and stuff. And he actually when he was explaining one of the laws that he wrote, he just picked a random law. Mm-hmm. Crush your enemy totally. Mm-hmm. He said he didn't mean it in the way that the book portrayed it, and it had kind of confused me. And I didn't even get to finish the video, but I just wanted to get your opinion on that book.
About
like, how do you feel about it? As in, like, do you believe a person should follow those laws or just take it in and then create your own definition? Because now everybody want to be powerful.
Yeah, see, with power comes responsibility. Are you faithful in the small responsibility that you have right now? Mm-hmm. Before you go to embarking on a journey to get power, you got to ask yourself, do I deal with the responsibilities that I have now? Am I the father that I need to be? Am I the employee that I need to be? Am I the boyfriend? Am I the husband? Am I the brother? Am I the person that somebody can depend on to be able to trust myself with power? Right, see, somebody that's honest with themselves will realize this. You know what, bro? I might not need that power. You know, it's a oh man, they should have. What it was, they should have never gave you niggas money.
Oh,
you remember? Because some people don't know. If you're faithful over the few, you could be a ruler over many. Mm-hmm. But if you can't be faithful over the small things, you asked me this question. You said, "How do I feel about the book?" I'm not big on. I'm inspired by books, but I'm not. I don't take books as law.
Okay, and well, let me reiterate my question.
I know what you're saying, and it's what I want to get to. You said, "How do I feel about the book?" I feel like that was his experience.
Well, not how you feel about. Well, okay, yeah. How do you feel about it? But do you feel people should follow it?
That's what I was just getting into.
Oh.
There's a thing called a prescriptive and descriptive. Well, pastor was just preaching about this last night. Prescriptive is this. It's a prescription, kind of like when a doctor gives you a prescription and say, hey, take 2 of these, this is going to help you. That's something that I have to do, and if I don't do this, I'm subject to fail.
Right.
And there's a thing called descriptive. Well, you just tell me your story, and I'm inspired by your story and your method, and what it inspires me to believe that or to know is that the same force that inspired you or enlightened you to have these thoughts can enlighten me to have my thoughts.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't take stuff as law. I don't just because it's written in a book, because a man just like me and you wrote it.
Right.
And who knows where his mind state is. And I wouldn't I have to sit down with the individual and find out like who taught you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I don't bro, I go to church, bro, and I go behind the preacher.
Right.
And I'm not, and that's nothing against that. And he would encourage that.
Right.
I'm the type of person, bro, that I have to find out by myself. Not don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I gotta learn my own lesson.
Right.
But if you tell me something, I gotta go research it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take your word for it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So with the 48 powers of law, there are some key jewels in there that they are helpful.
Right.
But then you got to ask yourself, where does his thought process derive from, and in what state was he in when he spewed out these laws?
Right. Okay.
Do they work? Yeah, sometimes they will.
Depending on how you.
Depends on what way you traveling.
Right.
Bro, if I'm in a certain type of a world, that stuff don't apply to me. I tell people all the time. I don't tell. One of my friends told me this. He said, because I've transitioned from being who I am now to who I was.
Right.
And he said to me, Dirt, bro, street rules only apply in the street.
Mm-hmm.
How long you plan on being there?
Right.
Because ain't nobody over there.
Mm-hmm.
But old stories and has-beens.
Mm-hmm. Memories.
You get what I'm saying? Bro, I believe that after you turn a certain age, bro, when I was a child, I spoke like a child.
Right.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things. That's why you have grown men. You think you're talking to a grown man, but you're actually still talking to the child, because that child has never matured in it. The person has never matured. They just grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, they grew up, but mentally, they never grew up.
It's crazy to say that. I just said that the other day about somebody. I was like, by age, they're old, but they're not grown on the inside.
They're not grown. And, bro, and it's frustrating because you don't notice that. So you're talking to the adult figure that you're looking at, and you're saying, bro, why don't you understand what I'm saying? And they don't, because you got to talk to that child on the inside that was traumatized, that has mama issues. I'm speaking to a woman that's dealing with a man, or to a man that's dealing with a woman. You got to talk to that young girl that's dealing with daddy issues. You got to address that, that has trauma. Probably lost a sibling, doesn't know how to express herself, and maybe acting out. You're talking, you are 18 years old, you 19 years old, you should be. No, bro. She shut off her maturity level when that event happened.
Right.
Whatever happened to her, she shut down. I've had friends that go to prison, bro. Now, it's not all the time. So this is not a correlation. This is a correlation. It's not a causation. I've had friends that go to prison at a very young age, and when they come out mentally, they're still that same age.
Yeah.
They've grown. They gangster. They went down there and rep. They ain't nobody punk them. They handled business. They did what they were supposed to do. But mentally, they never matured.
Right.
And the reason why we can't communicate with each other, because we're talking to the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
It's so upsetting to see a grown man do childish things.
There's a lot of that going on.
It's so upsetting to see a grown woman act childish and throw a fit, but you don't recognize it because you're looking at the adult. So you're wondering why she always throwing an attitude. Well, it's just a grown-up way from falling on the ground crying until she get what she wants.
Yeah, another temper tantrum.
It's just another form of temper tantrum.
Yeah. And she said, and it's definitely vice versa. It's hella young people with older mindsets. You do have some people that are mentally grown at a young age.
And I would say, advanced for their age.
Okay. Okay. That's a good way to
Because
put it.
I don't care. I don't care. There's something about been through that teach you better than any school can.
Actually feeling and learning the lesson.
Man, being through, you gotta go through something, bro. It's something about time that's better than any. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that what was her name?
Mario.
I understand her concept, and in a way, I agree with her. But then I also gotta, on this other side, you gotta take in consideration that, bro, I got a daughter. Like I told you, bro, she is 7 years old.
Right.
She's way above my daughter doing stuff that normal 7 years old don't do. And I knew Patience was talking like really sentences. 1 and 2 years old, Patience would tell you everything.
Right.
And you couldn't say stuff around her. But she's like an old soul. Patience say some stuff that wowed me sometimes. But she still has to grow. There's some stuff that she has an older mindset.
Yeah.
And I've always hung around older people. And at this age that I am now, I still need wisdom that only time can give me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And a lot of people too, they feel like once they hit a certain age, they no longer have to be teachable.
Yeah, that's the problem. And people judge who can teach them. Because you are younger than me, I don't feel like you could teach me something. That's not me. You know that's not me.
Right.
I can be taught, bro. I learned lessons from Patience and 7. You get what I'm saying? And this whole concept of men versus women. I learned stuff from my wife. I've learned stuff about myself from her.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff that, because it's harder. Like, bro, I'm telling you, if anybody watching this live right now, do me a favor. Without looking at a mirror, look at yourself. And I'm not talking about your body, I'm talking about look at your face. So look straight ahead and look at your face. Can you do it?
Nah.
That's my point.
no, for the
I
sake.
can't see myself. Sometimes I need feedback. I need to see myself. I need other people to see myself.
Yeah.
I was always told to shake the janitor's hand with the same mindset of shaking the CEO hand. You're never too old to learn from anyone. You right.
That's real.
You right.
Yeah. And it's crazy. She said it. I seen a picture, and they actually made a quote out of this picture. Barack Obama, he walked through the White House, and he was sitting there he dapped up the janitor, having a cool conversation with him, and they was like, treat these people the same way you would treat a CEO, or
That's biblical. It says in the Bible. It says, man, don't give something to someone just based. I'm paraphrasing, based on their status. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't pull out your best your best china for this dude and then give this dude crumbs, because you never know who you're entertaining.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, I treat everybody with respect, because I would want somebody to do that for me. Because you got to look now. We as a culture, we as a people, are the janitors of the world in their minds, in people's minds, because we're the less thans. So just what if everybody treated you how you treat the less than people, like people that on the side of the road? I don't look at them no kind of way, because I can learn something from them. Because how did you get here? Like, I don't believe you just woke up one morning and say, hey man, I'm gonna just go on the side of the road and beg for food all day.
Man, it's crazy you say that. I'm coming up at Fletcher Park one day. I don't know if dude was homeless or not. He had the sign there, but his sign it was just a basic sign. He was like, homeless, please help. But he wasn't holding the sign up. He had a game in his hand, and like he just was playing the game. He just was playing the game. Had a drink, had some pretzels, and I just, for some reason, I looked at him and I was like, he's free. Like, he just is at peace right now. And it reminded me of Franklin on Snowfall. At the end, when they took everything from him, he was like, I'm free. So, it's like sometimes, like you said, I wonder what makes a person get there. But then, like, some of them really do feel free.
Yeah, because there's so much. Listen, how many times in life when you get at the first of the month, the end of the month, whenever your bills come, you look at them statements and say, boy, listen, I just wish I ain't had to do all this.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish I can go back to my mama's house. I wish I could just, And the freedom that they're talking about is the freedom from burdens. The problem is with us is that if we ever realize that we were never meant to go through this alone. You were never meant to walk through these trials and tribulations by yourself. But from the day you were born till now, the whole objective of the people that were raising you and the people that taught you and the people that you encounter today was to get you on a path of independence.
Right.
From the time you're born, they want you to hold your own bottle, baby. Go to the potty, all right, change your clothes, take a bath, wash. Everybody's trying to get you to be more independent, but as you get old, God is trying to get you to be more dependent. And we just carry on the independency stage, so we feel like we got to carry all this load on our own. We got to carry everything by ourselves, and it's not the case. If we could get to the point where we could realize that, hey man, just like I had parents then, I got a parent now. You get what I'm saying? It's a different form. I'm required to do more than I was when I was a kid, but I don't have to bear this alone. And I believe if we could, I'm big on I'm not one of those people that go to church and tell you to pray about everything. Pray your mental health away. I believe that the reason that we have psychologists, I believe the reason we have therapists is because God ordained them and gave them the wisdom and the knowledge. The reason we have doctors is because God gave them the knowledge to help us navigate through these feelings that we have.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I believe that those people are there for those reasons. So I want people to get to the point to where they don't have to realize that. I mean, they have to realize that you don't have to do this alone. You get what I'm saying? Somebody says, "What? LOL, I just told my dad if he rich, tell me now, because I learned responsibility already." And you gotta get to the point, man. Gotta get to the point where, bro, you're open. And the freedom that they're at now is that everybody knows now. I ain't hiding it no more.
Right.
See, there's pain and there's trauma in hiding who you are. Have you ever tried to hide like that you would hurt you, knowing you weren't supposed to go out there and do something? I remember one time I shot myself in the hand. I still got this right here. Out in front of my mama's house, shot myself in the hand, and I couldn't tell nobody, bro. Because I ain't supposed to have this gun anyway. And if my mama find out I got this gun in her house, bro, she gonna pray me, the devil, and everybody out, and I ain't got nowhere to go. And bro, but look, I didn't go to the hospital. It went right through my hand, and bro, my hand was swollen. Nobody noticed. But hiding it
was painful.
And the anxiety that I encountered, worried about if someone would find out, was so painful. And this is what we go through in life. We worry if somebody's gonna figure us out. Because we've put on this face, we've put on this face saying, hey man, I got it all together. Or we put our best face on social media. And if somebody was to ever find out we not who we say we are, it would break us down. But what you don't understand is the truth is your key to your freedom. If you could just live your truth, I don't care what you think. Yeah, I had it, I lost it, and I fell off. I'm free now.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that held me.
Yeah, they say the truth will set you free.
Bro, that's not a cliche. That's not something that's false. When you live in your truth, it releases you from that prison. Truth is this: I accept that what you did to me hurt me. That's my truth. Truth is, I'm not who I'm portraying to be. Truth is, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm putting on when I'm out here. That's my truth. But if I could live and say, you know what, man, I'm more sensitive than I put on. You know what? I loved you more than you loved me. But truth is also it has something to do with acceptance too.
Right.
Because when you get the truth, you have to accept the truth.
Yeah.
And I accept my truth. Maybe it ain't right for me and you. friendship, whatever it, bro. You know what, bro? We might have outgrew each other, and I'm cool with it. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, there's a few comments. Speaking on therapists and ordinance, I wish the black community will embrace it, because I hate we don't need people in our business. I was always tell my kids, pick somebody and share your feelings. It don't have to be me. What goes on in this house stays in this house. Messed up a lot of people. You're right, but you gotta that's what I was talking to you about the book about 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
In those days, there was a reason for that, because we didn't have an explanation for what was going on. And the powers that be had programs set up to where if certain things were going on, before we dealt with it, we just removed you from the household. So to keep you from getting removed from our house, listen, whatever we got going on here, stay in here, because we don't want them people in our house. Because back then, they didn't understand us and we didn't understand them. But now there's more resources, there's more avenues that we can choose, and there's more people that we can reach out to that can dissect what we go through.
Right.
So I don't fault our ancestors for the way that they raised it, because that's what they had to do.
Right.
But we don't have to. That's just like 48 Laws of Power. That was for then. Look at now.
Right.
At that time, it was right. The Bible, bro. Listen, some of the Bible I look as prescriptive. Some of it I look as descriptive. I don't go try to imitate David. I'm just inspired by David. I don't imitate David.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by David.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do everything he did. I'm just saying that the same God that did it for him can do it for me. So I use inspiration. So now what we realize is, going through so much and going through so many different, avenues of life, we realize that, our parents did the best they had with what they had. We have a little bit more. Now I got to do the best I can with what I have.
Right.
And then our kids will do the best they have with what they have, so forth and so on.
Yeah, definitely did. Because in order to break generational curses, it got to stop. Baby, go talk to this therapist. Here, take this medicine. Go calm down. It's so many lanes. Now choose yours.
I know that's right.
Yeah, and I'm a person. I don't believe in taking medicine. I remember I have chronic migraines, and my doctor, he prescribed me some pills for migraines. So before I take anything, I'm gonna look it up. And he gave me a antidepressant, and in my mind, I'm like, why would you give me antidepressant? I didn't say I was depressed. But I realized that medicine does stuff to your brain. And I ain't never take it. But I just realized, like when people be like, they take antidepressants and stuff, I kind of feel like it's physically harming them. But at the same time, I can't tell somebody what's good and what's not good.
And where did that feeling derive from? Is that just a feeling or is it facts?
What?
That antidepressant does something to the mind.
I think that's something I just made up for myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to you to understand. Psychology is, if you look at the chemical makeup of a brain, the brain has a lot of chemical things that are going on in the brain.
Right.
And sometimes there's a chemical imbalance. And when a chemical imbalance occurs, it alters your personalities, it alters your mood, it alters things. So in order to stabilize that chemical imbalance, we have to enter a substance that can stabilize this chemical imbalance. That's what medicine is for. So people will tell you, don't take medicine, and a lot of these people die. You get what I'm saying? And I get people with this holistic stuff, and I get that. I get all that. But my thing is, if you're going to do the research, go do the research on the survival rate, and then do the research on the people that didn't take it, and look at their rate. Right. And once you realize that, you'll understand that. See, me, I'm a person of, I'm a believer. So I don't believe, I'm gonna ask God about anything. Right. God, listen, bro, before I take, even if it's meant for bad for me, it can't happen unless he allow it. Right. You get what I'm saying? But I don't want us to get so in our brains and in our minds that everything, quote unquote, the man does is to kill us. Who is the man? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm telling you, this personally me. Yeah. It has nothing to do with anybody else, and I don't knock anybody believes. I don't want to serve anybody. I don't want to serve a God. I don't want to serve a higher being or whatever y'all call a higher power that breeds hate. If I'm supposed to hate the white man for what the white man did to me, then I'm supposed to hate myself for what I did to my brother. Because I done did some shiesty stuff. I was a real live stepper in my time.
Right.
I done did some stuff that should cause retribution. I've done stuff that isn't right. So now, but I don't want to serve your God. If your God telling me that the man oppressed me and I need to get back at the man, I don't want to serve nobody like that, because I got stuff coming back to me too. So if your God about giving back what is due, I need to talk to a God that's forgiving, because I got a lot of stuff that's owed to me too that ain't been paid. I got some years that I should be doing in prison that I'm still out here. I got some times where I could have lost trial and I won. I got some people that could be gone but they're here. I got people like Big Trapper that could have been had more time than he has, but now he's free. You get what I'm saying? I got people like his daddy that I'm praying for, appeal for.
Right.
I got people like that. So if you coming to me with all this demand and all that stuff, and they did this to me, miss me with that, bro. And maybe I need to educate myself more. Let me do that. But please stay away from me with this hatred, homie. Because I don't have no room in my heart. I don't have no time in my day for some more negativity. I've created enough of that on my own.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I know we said that
10 o'clock.
we was going 10 o'clock, so we gonna give y'all like 5 minutes to say what y'all want to say.
Maria said, I had that same mindset until my son was diagnosed with a mood disorder. I studied left and right and made a sound decision.
Yeah, man. What was your decision, Mario?
Yeah.
After you studied, could you give us the results of your studies?
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah.
Different stories to different folks.
No. And I don't knock. All I tell you is to educate yourself.
Oh yeah, I did.
Educate yourself.
I mean, for me, I didn't see no point in me taking them.
Yeah,
So,
Now, antidepressant for a headache, that might be something different. But maybe talk to a different doctor, because listen, understand this: that doctors are just people practicing therapy in and out of school and medicine once a day. I know that's right. But listen, doctors are this. When they talk, they say they are practicing medicine. Bro, anytime you go to somebody say they practicing, they're practicing medicine.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes best to get a second, third, and fourth opinion. You get okay? I got what you said. Let me go over here to Doctor, such and such. See what he say. Let me talk to Doctor such and such. Let me do my own research. But I'm gonna tell you what your biggest problem will be. The freaking Google will have you diagnosing yourself or misdiagnosing yourself with something that is totally off.
Oh yeah.
Because you gonna
definitely.
What are the when I'm having this, they'll tell you about to die tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, man. Understand, Google is just somebody that's implemented information into this search engine, and it's not verified. I want to see some research studies. I want to see, that's why I'm so big on psychology.
Yeah,
she talking about practice on somebody else.
Yeah, then Maisha said always get your second opinions.
Yeah, always get that.
I'm always check out the side effects.
Yeah, man.
I'm always looking at the side effects.
Yeah, you gotta always. But I tell you this, man. Create a relationship with God.
Definitely.
Create your relationship with God, and once you do that, man, I can't be misled. It's kind of like your kids, bro. Can't nobody else tell them something about you.
Yeah.
Because they're yours.
Right.
Can't nobody else tell me nothing about, and that's just my opinion. I'm not forcing anybody to take on my ideologies or my beliefs. I would encourage you to try it.
Most definitely.
Try it. Google will have you with thinking a cough is lung cancer. You on stage 4.
God.
Man, who is this Mario girl, man?
Man, she is funny.
Yeah, you is funny tonight. You offer us some comedic relief. But I would say this, man, in closing, man. Create your relationship, man. Find out who you are. Get in tune with yourself. With the isolation, find out who you are. But when you isolate yourself, feed your spirit as much as you do your flesh.
And listen, folks, when I say isolate yourself, that works for me. That may not work for y'all.
And it don't work for you.
Sometimes.
No, it don't.
Never know.
I do. I talk to you all the time. Well, the thoughts you derive in isolation.
But I told you my new thinking process. And now, I don't start occupying my time.
With your isolation now, what you got to also tell them now, with your isolation now, is therapeutic because you're writing.
Oh yeah.
So-
I done
so-
found me some new steps in my
So you have an outlet.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And what you also do is,
This.
yeah, you do this and you're able to talk. And what you do when you finish writing or when you finish going through what you're going through, you send it off and say, whoa, what you think about that? So you're not really isolated. Isolation, see, when people hear isolation, they feel close off, don't let anybody in, I won't come out. That's not good, bro.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's
you're
not
right,
good.
you're
It's
right.
the cave. It's the cave that will. If you go further down, and I see it starts off as isolation. If further you walk down that cave, comes shame. Then comes guilt. Then comes the condemnation. Then comes I'm hiding from the world. Then comes from I don't want to be here
True.
because it's darker. The further you walk down that isolation cage, it gets darker,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets darker, and it gets darker. Don't go down there.
For sure. For sure.
What is light? I gotta take somebody that got a light with me, bro. That can, or I can say, that can come get me when I'm down here.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Always have that somebody that you can, even if it's a book, even if it's a journal, get those thoughts out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't isolate yourself, man.
Nah, that's real. That's real. So I guess I don't truly isolate myself, y'all.
Yeah. And man, I'm more inspired by these kind of conversations than others. And don't get me wrong, I was just kicking the bubble about the viral girls. Would love that for them to be here.
Yeah.
I do still feel like I got stood up, but I love these kind of conversations even more because I believe we walk away with some kind of substance. I believe we walk away with some kind of jewels that we can live on to see tomorrow or fight tomorrow with, some kind of weapon that we can fight a little further with. So,
Most definitely. And then I believe each conversation we help somebody.
Yeah.
Even if they don't voice it.
Yeah, man. So thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Most definitely. Oh yeah, Mario said thank you for the conversation and insights.
Hey, I appreciate you, Mari, man. You kept us going tonight, man. So I
Yeah, it was
appreciate
funny.
everybody, man. It's your co-host Dirt, man.